Hey, Trent and Jason here from the Thunder Underground podcast, and today we're going to talk about Dream Theater's brand new album, Distance Over Time. This thing's coming out this Friday.
Yes.
It's their 14th studio album, and we got an advance copy thanks to Kevin at PFA Media, so big thanks to them for sending us that. So, here we are, and we're going to give our first thoughts, because we both basically just listened to this once.
Yes,
so we can't really go too in-depth here, but we can at least talk to it and give you our initial thoughts.
First reaction type kind of deal.
Right. Well, first thought that really jumps out to me, I'd heard the lead single Paralyzed a week or so ago, and it immediately struck me as being classic Dream Theater sounding.
Yeah.
And then as soon as this kicks off, that's the second track, but the first track, Untethered Angel, is the exact same way.
Yeah.
So this thing just comes right out the gate with that late 80s, early 90s Dream Theater sound to me.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Untethered Angel was a great album opener. And, my first, I will go on record right now, I'll completely be honest, I haven't been on the Dream Theater ride in a while. Leave your comments below, whatever. I don't give a shit. But my first thoughts on this was a lot of the songs were shorter than I expected this time around.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. I'm not sure how that falls with the Dream Theater faithful. However, there's some really cool moments on this record.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's at least four songs that are only 4 minutes long.
Yeah.
There's a couple long ones, but it's not filled with long ones like normal.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's part of, this band's been doing whatever they want for a long time because they can.
Exactly.
Rightfully so. They're that type of band, and they're not a band that needs to do anything like you think of Metallica or something where they went back on Death Magnetic to a sound that people wanted.
Yeah.
Dream Theater doesn't have to do that because their fan base and the people that are faithful to them love everything they've done.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's not for me to say, that's just something I noticed was,
right.
And however that falls with the fans and with the band, that's for them, but that's just something that grabbed me right out of the gate.
Yeah.
But I mean, as we would think, as we would know with this caliber of musicianship, I mean, there's riffs, there's choruses. I mean, it's just insane, really.
Yeah.
What these guys can do and what we know they can do.
Right. I'm just like you. I've listened to everything they've ever done when it comes out.
Yeah.
But I don't hang around with it, I guess. And I've always loved those albums in the 90s, and I know that those Dream Theater faithful would probably sneer at that comment.
Yeah.
Because that's what your average fan would do.
And that's
I
fine.
also
that's
wore this
cool.
shirt just to try to annoy Dream Theater fans. But
Why would that annoy Dream Theater fans?
I don't know, because they like their shit
something?
a little more technical. I don't know.
Oh, well, I don't know.
This is commercial rock.
Yeah.
But anyway, like you said, Untethered Angel, great opening track. It's got a really cool chorus that really sticks with you. And I think that really got me pumped to hear this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right into Paralyzed the same way. And I think that was a great first single because of that kind of classic sound that it had as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I really liked Fall Into the Light. That was riff-tastic for me. Pale Blue Dot was crazy, windy, spirally, but it was like heavy and fucking, it went into this shit that reminded me of Steve Vai. So that got me. Those two were standouts for me. I thought the bonus track Viper King was insane too. Petrucci's solo on that is just it's like a spider that grows like 8 more fucking legs than usual and just swallows your head. It was great. I dug it.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned Fall Into Light, and that's my favorite track on this album.
Gotcha.
And it's same thing I mentioned on those other two. It has that classic sound and feel, and it just kind of reminded me of whenever I was younger, back in the 90s, driving around, listening to Images and Words, and when it's the middle of the night or something.
Yeah.
That song kind of has that.
What were you doing out in the middle of the night when you were a teenager?
I don't know. You were probably
Goddamn
there
hell,
after.
yeah, I know, I probably was. So never mind.
Yeah, you were a Thrasher or someone.
That's right. That's right.
But that song has that huge epic solo in the in the middle of it. That's kind of a real building type thing, and then it goes right into that really insane riff with keyboards and that just machine gun drumming.
Yeah, and then
he's fucking amazing.
And you had Out of Reach, which was like the ballad or the closest thing to the ballad.
Yeah.
On the record, you know.
Yeah.
You had that in there.
Yeah. I thought S2N was really cool. It had a really cool groove that, towards the end, the groove at the end of the song was a little bit different than the rest of it, and that really gets kind of stuck with you as well. And like you mentioned, Viper King, it's listed as a bonus track. I don't know if it's on all releases or what, but
I'm not sure how
that's probably my second favorite track on this album.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird that that's a bonus track when it's that good. But this is Dream Theater. Everything's good, music-wise. It just kind of depends on what you're into, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, nothing's gonna suck.
Right.
It's gonna be absolutely the complete opposite of suck.
That's right. Yeah, really, I've always loved Petrucci's guitar sound, that tone. And the guy's insane. I wished I could have seen him when wasn't he on G3 once?
Yeah.
That would have been amazing to see.
Yeah.
Or even see him on the next edition of Generation X or something. That would be amazing.
Oh, I know. Well, and James LaBrie, enough can't be said about his vocals and
exactly.
And his ability. It's insane.
I think he's actually everybody knows how good he is, but I think he doesn't ever get the props or just due that he deserves as being one of the great vocalists in rock music.
No doubt. He needs to bring the Napalm Death shirt back. That's what I think.
Right.
I think.
Yeah. But yes,
millions of eyes will roll at this thing.
Right. But yeah, so there you go. 14th album from Dream Theater. It's called Distance Over Time. It's out this Friday, February 22nd, if you're watching this early. If you're watching this later, grab yourself a copy. It's really cool.
Yeah, check it out for sure.
It fits greatly into the catalog, and it'll be interesting to see what they do live, because every time they go out on tour, they're either celebrating an album or they're real heavy on new stuff, or they're kind of like Maiden, where you might get a classic tour, you might get a tour of
Wasn't it the last album they put out? They just performed the whole goddamn thing.
Yeah, the Astonishing.
The Astonishing. That's crazy.
Yeah,
but I'm sure the fans just went nuts over that,
Right, and that was like a double album.
Yeah, that's nuts. But I love that kind of shit.
Yeah. So this album clocks in at about an hour. So Dream Theater fans should not be disappointed.
No, definitely not.
Once again, thank you to Kevin from PFA Media for sending us over this advanced copy. And if you're not familiar with the podcast, there's a link right down there in the description where you can subscribe on SoundCloud or iTunes or pretty much anywhere else podcasts are heard. Subscribe to this YouTube channel to hear more videos like this. We've had a ton of guys on the podcast from bands like Megadeth and Saxon, Prong, Seven Dust, Tesla. The list is huge and long, so go check that out as well. And we'll see you soon.